Have you ever read a marriage proposal that feels, well, more like a business deal? That's exactly what we get in Charles Dickens' Hard Times. It's this incredible, devastating clash between a world of cold, hard facts and, the actual human heart. So let's break down how Dickens pulls off this absolutely chilling scene.
So, Dickens starts this whole chapter with this amazing metaphor for the main guy, Mr. Gradgrind. His entire philosophy, his whole way of life, is like an astronomical observatory, but with no windows. Just think about that. He's mapping out the entire universe of human life with nothing but pen and paper, without ever having to actually look at the real people whose lives he's messing with.
All right, so let's step into this windowless world, shall we? We're going right into Mr. Gradgrind's study. This is the nerve center of his whole fact-based philosophy, and his daughter Louisa has just been called in.
And Dickens just creates this incredibly suffocating atmosphere here. I mean, this is not just an office. He calls it a stern room. Get this, it has a deadly statistical clock that ticks like a rap upon a coffin lid. Every single detail just feels so oppressive and sterile, completely disconnected from the messiness of actual human life.
So Gradgrind starts the conversation, but he's not really talking to his daughter. He's talking to his most successful experiment. He's praising her for being exactly what he's made her into, this emotionless, calculating machine. And he's totally confident she's going to approach whatever's coming next with that same cold, detached logic.
Okay, now for the main event. The groundwork of pure reason has been laid out. And now Gradgrind is about to bring up something that should be a matter of the heart, but he's going to frame it like a simple business deal.
And just listen to the phrasing here. Louisa isn't even an active participant. She's the subject of a proposal that was made to him. Her response? Just silence. A silence so deep he actually has to repeat himself. And when she finally does talk, it's with no visible emotion whatever. It's like in that moment the student has completely surpassed the master in being emotionless.
So after Gradgrind awkwardly lays out the deal, his 50-year-old friend, Mr. Bounderby, wants to marry his 20-year-old daughter, this heavy, heavy silence just falls over the room. Dickens tells us the clock sounds very hollow, and the smoke outside looks very black and heavy. I mean, the emotional void in that room is so powerful, it feels like it's sucking all the life right out of the air.
And this is where that perfect, logical system starts to crack. Because Louisa brings up a word, a concept, that just has no place at all in the Gradgrind family vocabulary.
With just one simple question, Louisa completely throws her father for a loop. Dickens says he's extremely discomforted. She's asking for an opinion, for a feeling, a judgment about something you can't measure. It's not a fact, it's not a statistic, and he has no clue what to do with it.
And this right here just brilliantly shows the total breakdown in communication. Louisa keeps trying to talk about love, and Gradgrind can only deflect. He tells her the word itself, the very expression, is misplaced. He treats love like it's fanciful, fantastic, or sentimental. Basically, it's just irrelevant nonsense. To him, if you look at it properly, it doesn't even exist.
So how does a man of pure fact recover from a question about feelings? Well, he gets his balance back by doing what he does best. He turns a complex human problem into a simple math equation.
And the key here is how he reframes the whole thing. It's not about love or happiness anymore. Nope. It's about the facts of this case. He lays them out just like an equation. Her age, his age, the age gap, the financial upside. He literally reduces her entire future to a checklist. And this is where the logic just gets completely absurd. To make that 30-year age gap seem okay, what does he do? He consults national marriage statistics. He finds that in over 75% of similar cases, hey, the guy is older. He even brings up data from India, China, and the Kalmucks of Tartary, just to prove that the age gap, well, it almost ceases to be a disparity. He's literally using stats to just erase an inconvenient fact.
And just like that, he's done it. He has successfully stripped the decision of any and all emotional context. He tells Louisa there are only two questions left. The first is a fact. Does he ask? The answer is yes. So he says, the sole remaining question is a simple choice. Shall I marry him? See? Nothing could be simpler.
But this ruthless logic comes at a devastating human cost. And in this last section, we're going to see the consequences of this way of thinking, as Louisa, the perfect product of this system, finally makes her choice. She's looking out at the factory chimneys of Coketown, and she says this, and it's the first real crack we see in her emotionless shell. I mean, sure, she's talking about the factories, but she's really talking about herself, right? About the suppressed feelings, the fire burning inside her. It's this desperate warning. But her father, he's so focused on the literal meaning, he just replies, "Of course I know that. I do not see the application of the remark." He just doesn't get it.
And this is her heartbreaking explanation. When her father asks if she has some secret love for someone else, she basically asks him back, "What could I possibly know about aspirations and affections? What part of me that could have felt those things was ever allowed to grow?" Her whole life has just been a prison of problems you can prove and realities you can grasp.
Then we get this incredibly powerful, silent moment. As she's speaking, Dickens describes how she closes her hand and then slowly opened it as though she were releasing dust or ash. Wow. It's like she's literally letting go of her own soul, just showing her father the emptiness that he's created inside of her.
And here it is, the final tragic blow. She gives him this chilling tribute, and he completely misunderstands it as the highest form of praise. He's actually moved by his own success. He tells her she abundantly repays his care. He has managed to erase all the humanity from his own child, and in his total blindness, he sees it as his greatest achievement.
And so Dickens leaves us with this question. He uses this just devastating scene to show us the tragedy of a world without windows, right? A life where there's no room for dreams, no room for so-called misplaced expressions. And it really forces us to ask ourselves, what essential parts of our own humanity do we risk losing when we try to boil down the beautiful complexities of life to just a simple calculation?